Hello everybody, bringing you some more Smite gameplay playing on the 3.4 PTS, the Winter's Bite patch, has the newest goddess, Skadi and Calder the wolf. I'll be going into her and she'll get her own video, but she's using this as a backdrop, and I'm going to explain everything going on in this patch notes and what will be coming out soon. And I will leave a link to the whole patch notes description in the down below, so you guys can follow along. So in this patch, we have a lot on the table for patch 3.4 Winter's Bite. First, our newest goddess joins the ranks, hailing from the Norse pantheon. Skadi and her companion Calder are ready to join the battleground of the gods. In addition to the new god, the 2016 season ticket launches, boasting a large number of new skins and rewards to be earned through playing Smite and watching Smite esports. So the PTR, or on the PTS, the 2016 season ticket isn't anywhere that I can see. Nowhere I've been able to see it. It's not anywhere, it's not in the store. I can't seem to find it anywhere. Even going to gods that I know have skins in it, they're not showing up, so I guess it's just not in this version yet. But yeah, so we'll go back to Skadi. Let's throw this up here so people can read that, maybe. Not gonna read all of it, but yeah, let's go down a little bit. So I'll go over her passive, her skills and everything later. We have a ton of new skins. First off is the Recon Artemis, as I immediately go away from that screen. Skins. Very cool skin. Too bad it doesn't have the boar in the background. That'd be cool, so we could see that. Like the assault rifle. Very cool skin, and we'll have to take a look at the boar once she'll get that'll get its own video. All these skins will. And then next we have Chiron, and his first tier 3 skin, I think. I don't know, this might be a 600 gem skin, but this one's really cool. It's called Hellrider Chiron. Very cool skin.
Enemy spotted. Defend the Gold Fury.
Very, very cool skin. That one I get his own video as well. Apollo gets his tier 2 skin, as well as his updated legendary in gold and diamond. But here's his battle bard. I really like that green. If he didn't have some of the best skins, I would use this one. I love the curse voice one. Let's take a look at his gold one. Very, very cool looking. I really like his golden blue. It's one of my favorites. The legendary one, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that one as much. And then the diamond one, very cool looking. And then Raijin gets his first tier 2 skin. Very cool looking. There's spikes on his drums now. He's got a little kabuki mask almost. Very cool. He's just getting skins in every patch, I guess. But very cool. And then is Skadi's recolor. This one's pretty cool too. So we'll take a look at her real quick. So that's very, very cool. And then turn into like a dire wolf almost. It's pretty cool. Very, very cool. And then the next ones are all season ticket related, I believe, and then Easter. So Chalk, I don't believe this is on here, but we can take a look. Chalk is getting a Easter themed skin, and that's not on here. But he is going to be a chocolate chalk. He's going to be a big chocolate bunny, and he has 2 ears, but one of them's been bitten off. His axe is a giant peep. It is freaking hilarious. I cannot wait to show that skin off. That skin is amazing. But yeah, so that one will be really cool. And then the SPL 2016 skin, just like how last year there was the one for Shibalunky. Where is it? This one. There's only one of them this year that I can see. So there's this one for him. There's an EU and NA one. It looks like there's just one. It's just the Smite Pro League one. And this one is for... where is she? Alona. And this one's pretty cool too. Yeah, this is not on there either. I'm not expecting any of these to be on it. But she's really cool. Her hair is like braided, or not, it's more done. It's not so rough like this one is. And then she has like a Caesar hair thing in her hair, and her weapons are different. It's pretty cool skin, and her shield says 2016 Smite Pro League. It's pretty cool. And then the coolest skin ever, probably almost, is coming out for Raw, and that is part of the season ticket as well. Forever. Alphabets are hard. Raw. Okay. So for Raw, it's not on here either, but it's called the Sunstar Raw. He looks very, very, very cool. His 3 puts down the little healing area. In the middle is like a sun, and then there's like the galaxy going around it. It's very cool. I cannot wait to have that skin. It looks amazing. And then after that, we have a skin for Rama. Right there. And it is Last Commando Rama. It's gonna be awesome. When he goes up into his ultimate, he rocket jumps up into the air, and then shoots rockets down. It is hilarious. I cannot wait to show that one off as well. There's a lot of cool skins, and then we're getting, and I believe, yeah, these are all just getting the season tickets, just like last year, just getting the fantasy points to get these. You'll probably get a couple of them for just buying it. It's going to be 450 gems, I believe. That's what they said. So that's what it's going to start out as, and then you'll just play and get your fantasy points and get the skins. So they're pretty much recolors of all skins that are already around. The first one is Anubis. His where is it? Nope. This one's getting a recolor, and it's more of like a silver. It's pretty cool. And then Bastet. This one's getting a recolor. It's the Crimson Ops Bastet. So as you would expect, there's a lot more red. Like, it's a lot of red. Obviously it's crimson. Pretty cool. So if you didn't like this one as much, you can get the crimson one, or it's just another way of getting skins. 450 gems, and you can get all of the there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 skins. That's just, then there's going to be more to come out as well. 8 skins already for 450 gems. It's a pretty good price, and all you have to do is play and vote to get the skins. And it's not going to be a loading frame this time. They were talking about how it's going to be something around like your portrait. You'll have all your points and stuff. So we'll see how that goes. And then up next is Loki. His infiltrator, it's going to be White Death Loki. So instead of being all black, as the name portrays, you're also are all white pretty much. So if you didn't like the all black, you can go with all white. But me, I'm going to stick with the Grim Mariachi because this skin is amazing. And then after Loki is Nemesis. This one? Yes, Silent Blade Nemesis. So instead of being all black, it's going to be all white. It's pretty cool. And then last so far that we know of, that they've said anyway, is a skin for... Where is she? I can never find Nuwa. So her Space Nuwa one, so instead of being all white, like in this one, or the white and bluish, she's going to be like all golden. And I would really like this one more if, because it's going to be all gold, if her minion was all gold as well, because it's all white like this. But what do you, well, I mean, I'm not going to complain too much about free skins, pretty much. And then I already went over the Apollo one. There's a bunch of new voice packs for all of the ones that get voice packs. And so in the season ticket, there's going to be, just of what we know, there's going to be the Sunstar Ra, the Last Commando Rama, the Objecticator Anubis, Crimson Ops Bastet, White Death Loki, Silent Blade Nemesis, Auroram Nuwa, and there's a new avatar, which came first. It's probably going to be an Easter thing. There's a new global emote that is super awesome. It's going to be fireworks that blow up like high above your character, and it says GG. That's going to be so trolly and fun. Hindu Man is getting an announcer pack, and just from what they showed on stream, it's amazing. I want it. It'll be hilarious. There's a new Ward Peeper. It's probably going to be a little peep. There's a new music theme, Divine Action. So that'll be all cool once we're able to use the season ticket, because they usually have a thing up here, nothing clickable, nothing that I can find, because we go to Raw, and he doesn't have the Sunstar skin, so we'll just have to wait, I guess. And next is achievements. Hades is getting a couple achievements, as well as Hell and Uller. But up first is Oh the Agony, as Hades land a single Pillar of Agony on 3 enemy gods affected with Blight. So pretty much you just go in with your one of 3 grouped up people and ult. There's your achievement. And then Blighted, as Hades, apply Blight on your enemies to augment all 4 of your abilities in one game. So pretty much just blight people and use your abilities on them. Pretty easy. And then Hell, cleanse your soul. As Hell, cleanse 3 of your teammates from being stunned. Pretty easy. It's definitely one of the best skills in the game. It's a free purification. Which side are you on? As Hell, kill the same enemy twice, with 1 kill coming from Light Stance and 1 coming from Dark Stance. So just kill an enemy in Light, and then kill the same enemy in Dark once they come back. And then Uller, Axemanship, as Uller land 20 throw axes in a single match. It doesn't say that it needs to be against a god, so landing against minions should work. Bowmanship, as Uller land 20 hail of arrows in a single match. That's all for those. And then the miscellaneous, they added a weekly quest cooldown timer to show when you'll get your next weekly quest. That'll be nice, so it'll probably be in here, like how long until your next quest that you get. And then they added a bot difficulty selection to custom games, so there'll be a easy and medium in the custom games. And then they fixed a ranked badge showing in Season 1 medals for Season 2, so you'll have your Season 2 ones if you had any. And then they added an undo item for the item store. So the button reverts all purchases and upgrades since you entered the store. So you go into the store, you buy something, you decide you didn't like it, you can just undo everything that you bought. But once you leave the store, use a potion or anything and come back, then that undo won't happen. So there is a little bit of gameplay change they're doing. So in Conquest, they removed 1 boar from the Fire Giant side boar camp, so the solo lane. It's targeted adjustment to the amount of gold and XP that can be farmed in solo lane. They're investigating additional adjustments to the side of the jungle in future patches, but this should be a good first step in closing the level gap generated from the island. So solo island, people have been getting insanely fast levels and XP from that lane, like hitting level 7 by 7 minutes. It's been crazy good for solo laners, not so good for everyone else. So there are some item changes. The glowing emerald tree, all items in this tree have their cost reduced by 50 just to make it a more enticing tree. I believe that is, let's go to God Builder now. Not the starter. I believe that's this tree. Yeah, this was 2250, 2400, and 2300, I believe. So just to make these more likely to be used, because with magic protection being removed from this, it's almost never used. Even in assault, it's not used as much. Same with these, they're just not used very often. And not happening in this round of PTS, but probably the next one. Hydra's Lament is getting an adjustment. The passive effect no longer has a cooldown. So you could, like as Loki, you could use your 1, hit an enemy, and then and proc the passive. Use your 2, hit an enemy, proc your passive, hit your 3, and you could just keep doing that. So that'll make that item much better. It'll be used a lot more. You could weave it in through your auto attacks and stuff to do tons of damage. But it will have a higher skill cap than any other, like most items where you have to do that kind of thing. And then Masamune, yes, that one. Let's go to a god who can use that. It's getting a increase in physical power from 30 to 50, just to make it a little better. This item. So it was 30 before, that's how it is on live right now. And it's just going up to 50 to make it on par with other items and more likely to be used. And then Rage is actually seeing a buff as well. So it is being reduced in cost from 26 to 2400 just to make crit builds a little easier so that it isn't such a big curve, because you build up your first couple items and then you build in the crit and you have to wait till because this was 2600, that was the cheapest crit item that people actually use often. So yeah, so that'll help with that little bit. And then Rod of Asclepius. Let's go and look at this. So this has a couple changes on it. Let's just go to the tree. Okay, so it is getting a increased aura from 15 to 20%, so it'll be able to heal more people around you they won't have to be as close. And then they reduced the cross from 2660 to 2600, making it a little more viable. And then the base, this one got reduced from 1530 to 1500, so you could start with that if you wanted. That is a pretty good start. 45 magical power, 150 health, and 7% movement speed. Not a bad start. And then there is I don't know if it was a bug, but probably a nerf to Sanctuary. Sanctuary can no longer be activated while casting another ability. So pretty much you can't be like use an ability and then at the same time use Sanctuary, which could help and hinder you at the same time, because if you didn't mean to press it, it won't activate. And then finally, the Wind Demon, the increased healing debuff is been increased from 3 to 8 seconds. Wind Demon. So this one, so on your crits, you reduce healing on enemies by 40%. And now it's 8 seconds instead of 3, which is way better. This is a pretty good item anyway, but now it's even better. And now to the god changes. On her, while our fix to Impale and 3.3 helped out, On her still is struggling to find his footing. This patch, we're reducing slightly the cost of his clear, while also improving the benefit of his passive. So enfeeble his passive, so each time he hits an enemy, they get reduced physical protection. So the debuff was 15 every hit, to now 20, so it'll just be a little bit better. And then not in the first round of PTS, but the Impale will have a decreased mana cost from 70 to 110 to 70 to 90. And then Bakasura's getting a little bit of a, well, very much, they fixed being unable to eat these small minions at the blue camp in Conquest. So now you can eat them. Although it's generally better to just eat the big one, but that's okay. And then Chuck, so they reduce the cooldown from 90 seconds to 75 seconds on his ultimate Storm Call, so he'll just be able to do it more often because it's probably good for him because he's not in a great point right now, but he's not doing terrible, and that should help. And now Hercules. Okay, so we're expecting a lot of people to be surprised by this one. Hercules has been one of our lowest performing gods across the board at all skill levels this season, and we think everyone feels it, as his playtime has slowly decreased to a trickle. We're improving the benefit of his passive as he levels, and also starting his base attack damage and movement speed more in line with other warriors. Additionally, we reduce the cooldown of Earthbreaker, his 3 that knocks him up and brings him towards you a little bit. They reduce the cooldown that to better line up with his combo paired ability, Driving Strike, so that he can do that more often, so he doesn't have to wait for the Earthbreaker as much. So his increased movement speed, or his base movement speed from 370 to 375, makes him a little faster. And his increased base attack damage from 35 to 39. Kind of a weird number, but hopefully it'll help. And then Strength from Pain, his number 3, increased physical power buff from 30 plus 1 to 30 plus 2. And then his Earthbreaker, instead of being 14 second cooldown, it's now, or 15, it's now on 14. And then Kukulkan. Kukulkan is getting some much needed love this patch. We're adjusting the mana cost on Whirlwind, a big community request, securing Kukulkan's position as the King of Clear, and also improving the scaling and late game potential from Zephyr, his number 1. It shoots out in a line and slows them, so it increased magical power scaling from 60% to 75%, so that should help with his wand. And then the Whirlwind, his number 3, it's a reduced mana cost from 70 to 150 to 70 to 110. So it'll just make him maybe a little more viable. He's not very viable right now. He still does a ton of damage, has easy clear, but he's ganked so easily. Now go on you. They pretty much, the Conviction, his heal, increased cooldown from 10 seconds to 12 seconds, so he's not healing as often because his heal is good, but it'll be, I think, better because his heal was pretty good, especially when you can increase it just by taking some damage. And then Ra, so they increased his passive lifetime from 10 seconds to 15 seconds just so that it's easier to stack up, so you can always be moving around super fast. And now Raijin, there was a bug that on Percussion Storm, it would apply 2 procs of Soul Reaver under certain circumstances. So it would do Soul Reaver twice, so they would take 30% of their health. Like, you could just eliminate people. They'd be gone. And now Rama. More arrows. Rama now regenerates astral arrows faster and also consumes less mana when using astral strike. So his passive, Astral Quiver, increased rate of astral arrow regeneration from 1 arrow every 15 seconds to 1 every 12. So he'll get them faster, and now since he's getting them faster, he'll be able to use them faster, so they reduce the mana cost per arrow from 25 to 20 per arrow. And then Thanatos is getting a little bit of a buff. His increased base physical protections from 11 to 14, and his base attack power from 37 to 39, just so he'll be a little bit more tanky, and then he'll also be able to do a little bit more damage. And then they just removed a tooltip arrow on Uller. His Expose weakness, Invigorate, an arrow which stated his lost buff upon switching stances, because he now gets the buff from both. Like, he can use them at the same time. So that is all for the patch notes. If there's anything you'd like to know that I didn't explain well enough or anything like that, just let me know. I'm going to make a video for each of those skins that are available. As soon as the season ticket is available, I'll make videos for all of those, because there's a lot of cool skins coming out. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and stay tuned for Skadi. I will definitely be playing her, at least in bot games, because getting her in the live client will probably be pretty hard. But I hope you guys have enjoyed. If there's anything I missed that you wanted to see, just let me know, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for watching.